You might remember a story a few weeks ago where I told you about a woman who was being pressured into getting a C-section at 32 weeks because her baby was breech. But the great thing that came out of that story was, well, first the Don't Be Bullied video, and now today's video, which is going to be all about breech babies. So in terms of timing, usually around 35 weeks, baby is just too large. There's just not enough space inside the uterus to be making large head down or head up movements. So usually the position that baby's in around 35 weeks is the position that they'll be in for their labor and birth. That being said, lots and lots of babies have flipped after 35 weeks. Do not give up hope. Do not give up the possibility of baby flipping down into that proper positioning, and not just on their own, not just random, not just willy-nilly. There are things that you can do to encourage and suggest that baby gets down into that head down OA position. We do talk about that and lots more about baby positioning over in the Love Your Labor program in the baby positioning videos. And when is it too late? When should you just give up all hope that baby is gonna flip? Never. Baby can flip in labor. I have seen it happen. I know lots of women who it's happened to. You're laboring in certain positions, plus the help of the contractions. So my recommendation, if you want to have a natural birth, is don't give up hope. Don't give in to the breech C-section fear, and empower yourself. What can you do about this situation? How can you influence the baby to be head down? How can you boost your chances of having that natural birth? In my first birth, I had a breech baby, as many of you know, but I did not know that he was breech, and so I went into labor naturally with an undiagnosed breech baby. But it would be worth your while to still go into labor naturally with a diagnosed breech baby, because there are benefits to yourself and your baby and your future births by having a trial of labor, it's called. So giving your body and your baby the opportunity to labor even if baby's in a breech position, because here's what, some babies are born breech. It's not impossible. With Rowan's labor, once we found out that he was breech, and I was like, I'm still trying to have this baby vaginally, I'm doing it, I am still gonna have this trial of labor, then all of the other doctors in the hospital, and all of the other residents in the hospital, and all of the other labor and delivery room nurses in the hospital were like, can we watch? Do you mind if we sit in on your birth? Can we attend your birth? We've never seen a vaginal breech delivery before. Basically, I was preparing myself to have an audience, a room full of people watching my vaginal birth. Of course, it didn't end up this way. My cervix didn't dilate. I did end up with a C-section. But that's all to say that people don't see vaginal breech deliveries anymore because the doctors are not as well trained in them. But back in the day, midwives knew exactly how to deliver breech babies. They had these skill sets. They had the proper understanding of, the position that mom needs to push in and the procedure of delivering a breech baby. It's different, but it's possible. You could dilate all the way, and you could have an easy vaginal breech delivery. It is possible. It has happened many thousands of times, millions of times. Allow that to be your present mindset. Allow that to be on the forefront of your brain when you're speaking with your OB or your midwife. You do have the option to advocate for a trial of labor in your own birth. Check out the documentary Heads Up. Just super duper educate and empower yourself and have the birth that you are wanting to have, or drastically increase the chances of it. If you like this information and you want to hear more about naturopathic labor preparation, you can sign up for my webinar that is happening this week over at loveyourlabor.com/webinar. You just give me your name and email and I will send you all of the details. If you liked this video, please be sure to actually like it, leave me a comment, tag a pregnant mama friend, or share it on your page. I want you to birth boldly and love your labor. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time on Brammert's Baby Talk.